What is up, my magic miscreants? Risen Dragon here with a fun deck for you today, and today we're looking at an Orzhov Blink's build. Basically, we use the flicker effects of exiling and coming back into the battlefield to our advantage. So how does it work? Well, around this card right here, Nurturing Pixie, when it enters the battlefield, return up to one target non-fairy, non-land permanent that you control to its owner's hand. If a permanent was returned this way, put a +1/+1 counter on Nurturing Pixie. Now we can also look at Hopeless Nightmare. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, scry 2. For 2 and a black, we sacrifice it. Booyah. Getaway Glamour for +1 on the spree on top of the white mana. Exile target non-token creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, beginning the next end step, or for another 2, destroy target creature if no other creature has greater power. Invasion of Golbakan, again, enters the battlefield. Look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it, and so long as it remains exiled, you may play it. Its owner may play it, I'm sorry. A spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast. When it is defeated, it becomes Light Shield Array. Beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature that attacked this turn. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible when we sacrifice it. Unscrupulous Agent enters the battlefield. Target opponent exiles a card from their hand, so we're looking for hand disruption. Anointed Peacekeeper, as long as it enters the battlefield. 3/3 with Vigilance. Look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card named. Spells your opponent's cast with the chosen name cost 2 more to cast, and their activated abilities also cost 2 more to cast. Fortune Loyal Steed. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2. When it attacks while saddled, at the end of combat, exile it and up to 1 target creature that saddled it this turn, then return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. Guardian of Ghirapur, kind of the same thing, a 3/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 other target creature or artifact you control, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, beginning the next end step. And Sanguine Evangelist with Battle Cry. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black creature bat token with flying. Hostile Investigator. Might bump this up to 2. I might take down the Agent or the Evangelist, not sure yet. But when it enters the battlefield, target opponent discards a card. Whenever 1 or more players discard a card, investigate, and it triggers only once each turn. Still set off, of course, with its prototype. If the prototype is on the board and we saddle it with this, it comes back as a 5/4. But at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains flying, vigilance, or lifelink till end of turn. Same goes with Phyrexian Fleshgorger, kind of, sort of, with its prototype. Menace and lifelink, ward, pay, life equal to Phyrexian Fleshgorger's power. Fun stuff in the sideboard. Requisition Raid, because we like destroying stuff and buffing our creatures. Depopulate, because we like destroying everyone's creatures. Farewell, because we like exiling them. Another round is interesting. Exile any number of creatures you control, then return them to the battlefield under their owner's control. Repeat the process X more times. I thought about putting this in the main board, but it's just really, really expensive. It's in the sideboard because if we want, and it's also sorcery speed too. So not really too keen on that in the main board, but go for the Throat, Malicious Eclipse, and Path of Peril round out the deck. So if you like what you see, please subscribe. If you're new to my channel, we do a best of 1 and a best of 3, so you can see how the deck functions in either one of those environments. So without further ado, let's get to the Orzhov Blink's games, kids. And we're against Meluminati for our best of 1 matchup. I wonder if we're up against a mill build. Well, let's give this a try. We'll discard the hope. We'll get them to discard a card, and we'll peeky and see what they get. If Meluminati will be so kind as to say that they are ready to go. Yeah, let's see what we're up against here, kids. Alright, off we go. Hopeless Nightmare to start. Let's see if they auto-concede. Probably not, but one can hope. Of course, we might be playing right into their strategy. Who knows? Okay, well, they're going to think about discarding a card here. Oh, Soul Partition. So we could be looking at a... Oh, that could be fun. Really needed a 2-drop there. Prairie Dog, huh? That's an interesting one. Exile target creature or artifact. Oh, hey, let's try this. Let's put that down. See what they do. Are you gonna destroy it? Beginning of your end step. Oh, okay, cool. So we're gonna swing in and do this. Pop that back, boom. Now you've got some trouble here, kid. I mean, you might bounce, you might destroy everything, but that's okay. Hey, how about that? Let's give this a try. Probably not. Yeah, it's probably gonna get countered. What you got here? I like the ley line binding. Pressure. Okay, well there we go. Don't really need any of those. And that just keeps adding to the ley line binding, if I'm not mistaken, too. So that could get fun. Wonder what they're gonna do here. We gained quite a bit of life with that Flesh Gorger play, but let's see what they do. Prairie Dog. That's an interesting play there. Bring that back. Yeah, Leyline Binding again. I don't want you casting that. Ooh, that gets fun. You can discard a card. Yeah, there you go. Fun. Now... Okay, cool. So they gain some life. That comes back to... That bounces. Return that to our hand. Cast this. And we're gonna scry 2. Of course there's a Nurturing Pixie in my hand. Oof. Well, do you have anything that can combat that? They don't. Let's go to the best of 3. We're playing Kamis. Or Kami. I don't know if that IS is pronounced at the end there. This is not a good hand. That is slightly better. Actually, that's not a bad hand either. That is not a bad hand either. I think we take the Field of Ruin. We're not going to play the Pixie right away because we want to play the Gobakon first. I want to see what they're playing here. They are playing a 71 card deck. Okay, cool. Because what we do is this. We play the Gobakon, in theory. Hey, yeah, let's see what they've got. Let's see what they got. Eaten by piranhas and Zendikar. They went this way. Return from the wilds. Yeah, I think we do that. Because that has the flash, and we don't want them to flashy anything. And oh my god, this is a good one. You may discard a card now, sir. Thank you. Or ma'am. And guess what? That's coming back to my hand. How fun is that? They went this way. And, yeah, Zendikar is an interesting player. Oh my good lord, kid. Let's do this. You can discard a card now, too. Thank you. Back swings. Do this. Do that. Do that. See how fun this deck can be? Now, I mean, eaten by piranhas. Okay, they're gonna do the Zendikar. That's okay. Unscrupulous agent, huh? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna make them go all the way down. We're gonna make them do this. And then we're gonna do this. Bounce that. You go there. I go here. Here! You here! As Eric Cartman would say. Boom. There we go. Okay. Boom. So, now we go wide. We go big, we go wide. And we're in some sort of like SIMIC type build. I wonder if they've got... Oh, okay. I thought that was a treasure. That was my bad. I thought that was a treasure. Okay. Fine. Did they realize that I've got the light shield array? That's okay. Let's just keep this. This is actually not a terrible build. I think it's pretty good. We go at least 2 and 2 with this build today. And we're in platinum now, so yeah. So we're on vacation this week for a little bit. And yeah, so tomorrow I'm looking at doing a really big-brained mono blue artifacts build. Yeah. Keyword on the brain. Just a little bit of a clue there. Also, too, if you caught my announcement yesterday, we are going to be starting Age of Empires, doing some gameplay with that starting in mid-July. I think it's actually a nice addition to our repertoire here at Risen Dragon Gaming. It's a game I've played since college to an extent. You know, a little bit, you know, I haven't really hardcore played it in a while, but this is a good opportunity for us to, you know, get some flexibility, spread our wings a little bit, and hopefully bring in some new followers, and that's something I'm really excited about. So, not the worst of hands. We do have the Steel Seraph and the Unscrupulous Agent. The Agent isn't a bad play, because we can at least start to disrupt their hand a little bit. We can throw down a Sanctum. Doesn't really... Yeah, they know what we're playing here, so let's just do that. We gotta make sure we put that there. Another one. Alright. Oh, hey, we get that. Do they counter that? No. They exile a card from their hand. What did they exile? Vinestock. Okay, so a tap land. And one thing I like about the Glamour, too, is that it can destroy creatures as well. Are they just going to ramp out? They're spelunking. Okay. Oh, yeah, and there's the cave. Okay, cool. So let's do... I want to do this again, because I really just want to disrupt their hand as much as humanly possible at this point. They get eaten by piranhas. Huh? You know, we'll swing in for 1. Invasion of Zendikar. Okay, so they're ramping. I like this idea. Bounce that. Boom. They exile a card. Okay. It was Hidden Nursery. Okay. What's your end game here? I gotta wonder about that. Okay. Nurturing Pixie, huh? Let's try this. That. Do that. Let's do lifelink, gain a little bit of life. See what happens next. Because if they have the Goose Mother, that would be really unfortunate for them because we've got the Glamour that can take care of that. Consuming Tide. Oh, that's a sideboard card. Let's see. Non-land permanents. Each player... let's see. I'm going to do that one. Cool. Interesting. Interesting. I have not played that card in a main board in a while. Oh, sacrifice a creature with flying. Oh, hey, how fun are you? How fun are you? Let's do this. Let's do this. They exile a card from their hand. Let's do this. You're going to exile another card from your hand. What did you put? Negate. That's a non-creature spell. Okay. So you are running some counter magic, just not really the kind of counter magic that might be of use. Now, of course, they can discover, which is what they're going to do. Consuming Tide. That goes to the... Oh. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's go to the post-game analysis. Okay, so... we actually had a really lot of fun with this deck, as my brain short circuits trying to find a word. This, I mean, you saw in that last game, just really disrupting the hand, and hey, props to my opponent for playing Consuming Tide. How cool is that? But in reality, it just kind of messed them up because of the fact that that sort of deck that we played was just played right into our strategy. Because we just put all our stuff back down on the battlefield, and hey, it just turns into stuff. So you do have to be careful because Nurturing Pixie does not have the same effect as the Guardian of Ghirapur. You just have to be a little bit careful with that. But that's the only thing that I would say really is kind of the bleh about this deck. It is really, really fun. I enjoy it quite a bit. I wasn't going to do a video on it, but I was like, you know what, it's Monday and I'm still working on a few brews, so this one's been in my back pocket for a while. There are other ones that I've got coming too, so if you like what you saw, please like, please subscribe, and as always in Magic Miscreants, may you always, always be on the play. May all your spells hit the battlefield. Risen Dragon is out. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.